I'm going to show you the quickest smoky eye for when you're in a rush. Hiya, I hope you're keeping well. I've been away recently, and so I've packed light, and I've kind of got into a routine of doing this kind of makeup look. Really quick and simple. It's only a few steps, but it makes me feel really put together. So I thought I'd show you what I've been doing. I hope you enjoy. As always, everything I've used is listed in the description of the video. So if you click to make it a full screen, the title will come up along the top. Click the arrow next to it and a full list of products will drop down. But by all means, please feel free to use whatever you've already got in your makeup bag. Okay, my skin is moisturised. I've just clipped my hair out of the way. I went to the VIEVE pop-up yesterday and it's like Christmas Day. I've got my clips on, my jumper on. I bought some brushes. I'll show you all of this. The first thing I'm going to do all over is just a simple layer of the IT Cosmetics CC cream. One of the lovely things about this, I think, especially if you're packing light, is that if you want something nice and fresh, it's going to be great. You can just use a lot less. If you wake up and you've got a bit more redness like me today, it's going to be lovely for that. And in terms of my complexion products, everything that I'm going to use today is cream, and I'm going to use the same brush for every single step. So it's not like I've packed a million and one things. One thing I would point out as well, you know, I love my James Reed tanning drops. So he's got two types. There's the Click and Glow drops, they're the ones I usually use. And then he has another type, a newer one, that has vitamin C in it. And to be honest, I was just happy with the ones I was using. And I had the new ones, but I hadn't really got round to trying them just because, like, you know, when you love something, you don't really need to. But I gave them a go the other day, and as you can see, they're really golden. So if you want a really quite instant result, they're designed that you can leave them on just for a few hours depending on the intensity of the tan that you want. I just sleep in mine, but they're really brown quite quickly. Now CC cream is on. I saw this video recently. You know what I'm like, I just fall down a rabbit hole of everyone's TikToks, and someone was saying that they don't set it right away. I always set it right away. So I've been experimenting with leaving it for a little minute to do its thing, do my other steps and then come back to it. And I'm finding that I can use less powder when I do that. So I've just buffed off like the excess on the back of my hand. And the next thing I'm going to use is my Danessa Myricks cream bronzer. So I got this from Cult Beauty, and essentially I just wanted to try some of Danessa's things because she's a makeup artist who, like, as well as having her own products, she shares a lot of her own editorial work. And her aesthetic is so kind of skin focused and showing these really lovely glowing skins. And so I wanted to see, you know, could I achieve that on myself? And I think in particular for me, when I'm building coverage a lot of the time on redness, I like to have luminous steps in my routine that will counteract the need for the full coverage. And I just found with this when I was away, it really warms you up. I was taking a bit of this kind of on the neck as well, if I wanted to warm up a bit, but it looks really fresh and creamy, and I'm pressing really gently with the same brush rather than rubbing it in, so that I'm layering these steps, not mixing them together. Now, same again, I'm just going to buff off the excess, and then the colour I took with me was Poppy Girl from Nudestix. Nudestix in general are just one of my favourite brands. They do these lovely multi-purpose creams that you can use on complexion, eyes, lips, whatever you like. But the blushes in particular are really lovely and creamy. And I find, let's say if you've got, I mean, that's quite a vivid colour. If you've got a more vivid colour and you're a little bit intimidated by it, and I'm speaking in terms of creams with this tip, because obviously these creams are kind of layering well together. If you apply it really gently and you've still got the excess foundation on that brush, it softens it out a little bit. So if there's ever a colour that you're thinking, oh, should I, shouldn't I? Just try it with that excess and see if the result is a bit more wearable. So when I first put all of those things on, it can look really quite luminous, but if I give it a little minute to settle, it makes a big difference. And I mean, how quick was that to put on? So while I'm waiting, I'm just going to add a little bit of IT Cosmetics, the Brow Power Micro. This is a thinner brush, so it helps me to create kind of a softer, thinner brow. I've been seeing all of these Pamela Anderson makeups online because everyone's watching Pam and Tommy. And you know what? Like, I know that we all have a preference with our brows and whatever, but I actually quite love this whole thin brow look that's floating around at the moment. But what I do, I don't pluck them any thinner. I just put my pencil more prominently towards the middle. So even though I haven't plucked any differently, I can give the illusion of that slightly thinner brow. Now that I've left that to set for a minute, I'm actually going to use a little bit of the Nanoblur from Hydraluron instead of powder. Kirbie Johnson, this brilliant journalist at Allure, has been doing these tours of the Euphoria makeup set with the head of makeup, Donni Davy, and she's been showing a lot of things that they use. And as an alternative to powder, they use Nanoblur. Now this, it looks like it's going to be a really kind of silicone-y gel, but it doesn't feel like that. And essentially they pat this over any oily areas as an alternative to powder so that the makeup doesn't look like makeup. One of the things, the videos, by the way, are so worth watching. Even if you've never seen the show, I just think it's really fascinating to see how makeup artists adjust their technique for TV versus what they would do for, you know, if we were going on a night out or something. But this is a really lovely alternative to powder, takes down any shine or oil, and leaves a really healthy look to the skin. But at the same time, you know, you feel reassured that you're not going to have you know, any kind of oil showing through. And by all means, you could top this up through the day as you wished in the same way that you would a powder. But I've kind of pressed this towards the centre of the face. I actually need to press some of that in a bit more. I think I've put too much on. There we go. So I've pressed that into the centre of the face and left the rest dewy. But look how mattified that is, but it actually feels kind of like a cooling gel. It's really unusual. I'd really recommend it. Now then, you know my tricks by now. I'm going to finish my lips so that I can do my eyes and put it on TikTok and everything else will be ready. I'm going in with Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. Now for my eyes, because I've been a bit here and there for the last few weeks and not kind of doing my videos and experimenting with new things every day, I've got into a routine of this eye makeup and I love it. It's the quickest thing. I'm going to show you what I've been doing. First of all, let's put a dark pencil through the waterline. Then I'm going to use a caramel, a shimmer and a dark brown. I'm going to take the kind of matte caramel colour just above the natural socket of the eye. These blend out so easily, you're going to be here for all of 2 seconds. Now I'm going to take a golden shimmer. This is going to go all over the lid. So I'm going to start under the eye here with a little bit of chocolate brown. Then I'm going to run the same colour back on itself. As you can see, it's angling outwards and we're going to buff this backwards. So we've got a nice rough and ready wing here. Let's do the other side. Same kind of thing, looking forward. And again, we're just going to soften the edge of that one. Always the way. One of them is easier than the other. Even if that doesn't feel perfectly symmetrical, by the time you've put your mascara on, it will. And look at that. I mean, obviously I've been chatting it through with you, but if I was on the go, that would take me a maximum of 10 minutes. It lasts really well through the day and you do just feel that extra bit put together. Try that with whatever you've got in your makeup bag and let me know how it goes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I kind of just wanted to come on and say hello. I've been quite busy with work for the past few weeks, so I've not been able to make my videos as regularly as usual. But a lot of what I've been doing is pre-planning things that are going to be shared in April because April's Rosacea Awareness Month. So I'll be back into the swing as usual. I got some lovely suggestions through on a sticker I put up the other day, so I've got loads of videos to work through. Thanks for watching, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.